Hi. Konbanwan, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time zone you're in. If you haven't noticed, my voice sounds a little better today. I'm not coughing nearly as much, and my voice is just an itty bitty bit hoarse. So I am making progress. Yeah. Granny, oh no. It sounds better than yesterday, though. For sure. I think, yay healing, yay healing. Hello, 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 konbanwan everyone! Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It is the afternoon for me. It is 2 p.m. But yeah, like I mentioned, I sound a lot better. I'm not coughing nearly as much. The biggest thing that is going on is just some light breathing issues now. Which causes coughing, but other than that, I think I'm sounding a lot better. One thing I should mention, don't worry too much. I have not had a very good day, so I am trying to feel better, and I didn't want to cancel stream or anything like that. So if I don't sound as chipper today, I will get better in the stream. Streaming will surely, I think, will surely make me feel a little better. So if I sound a little down for the first little bit of the stream, don't worry too much. I'm just trying to gather my bearings and feel a little better. And the best way for me to feel better is to spend time with you guys. So don't worry about me too much. I just wanted to explain why I might sound a little not as energetic. Yeah. So I'm here. We still have the light cough here and there. Yeah, we still have the light cough here and there, but my voice definitely sounds a lot better today, which I'm really glad for, because that means that I'm finally starting to make progress and feeling better. I've been like I've been like sick for 2 weeks, so it's good to know that soon, kind of soon, I'll be able to stream longer again and sing again. I haven't been able to sing for the longest time, and it's been so hard because there's been so many things that I want to record for you guys, but I haven't been able to. Oh, Andron, hi! You sound so much better. Thank you. Yeah, I sound a little bit better. As long as I don't get too excited or move around too much, I'm a lot better. My voice is getting less hoarse now, which is good. Yeah. Just don't go breaking out into song and ruining your throat. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm gonna remain on singing vocal rest until the end of November or early December. I think there's something important that I have to record in December, so I want to make sure I'm in tip-top shape for it, because it's really, really important. And I don't know what it is yet. Management hasn't told me yet, but yeah. Yeah, I haven't got my daily dose of singing. That's why I'm so emo. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's a surprise. I'm excited to find out. I wonder if we'll find out soon. Still to be brave enough to stream even while sick is pretty awesome. Aw, thank you. Yeah, one thing is, like, streaming is like my main source of happiness these days. So I feel like it'd be bad for me mentally if I didn't stream semi-regularly, even while I'm sick, you know? Though, of course, if I just couldn't get out of bed, I would probably take a break. But I'm still well off in that category, you know? Yeah. I heard your Chug Chug duet with Nia. I did. Yeah! I uploaded a, like, snippet of the acapella last night. That clip was from my Halloween concert. You can hear it with the piano instrumental on my Halloween concert video, if any of you guys are interested. If you ever can't get out of bed, do a Twitter space with us for bed. That's so true. That's so true. I can just do that. While I'm visiting my father, I might do a Twitter space. I might. I'll see. I'm visiting my father next week. I haven't seen him since July, so I don't get to see him very often since he lives like 4 hours away. And I always say, like, come visit me, but I always have to be the one to visit him. And as his child, I think I should take it upon myself, you know, to put in a bit more effort now that I'm an adult. You know, he's He's old and raggedy, and I think he needs, like, surgery or something, so I'm not gonna make him drive, like, 4 hours out here. He's a busy man. He's a busy old man now. What are you talking about? I'm like, he's a dog. He is a dog. Hello, I'm a dog. He's a dog. Dogs make dogs, don't you know? At the rate you're going, you could die and you'd still be streaming from beneath the earth. I've died a many times already. You know, what's one more time? This is true. It is true. The math checks out. The math checks out. He's not a panda. None of us are pandas. My dad is very much like a Rottweiler. He feels like one of those dogs, you know. If he's ever drawn in art, he's very much like a Rottweiler. Before his hair turned all gray, he had like really dark, almost black hair, like short, kind of like a military cut. And he has green eyes. Very, very tall. Very big muscle and dad bod. And he's like 6'1". I can imagine Shiki Papa as a bulldog. Oh, maybe that's why I like bulldogs so much. Yeah, they do kind of have his aura, you know? His sister, she actually is a part of the National Bulldog Association, and she exclusively only adopts bulldogs. She's had bulldogs all her life, and those are the only dogs that she ever adopts. I had the pleasure of meeting 2 of them a couple years ago. Their names were Helen Keller, because she was deaf, and Big Bad Leroy Brown. That was his whole name, Big Bad Leroy Brown. Yeah, his sister is very, very into bulldogs. My dad's a dog person. My dad's a very big dog person. He pretty much when my parents were married, they had 2 Scottish Terriers named Tatum and Holly, and you know, they go on walks with them, and my mom would be like so worn out from like walking so much, and he wouldn't bat an eye at her being worn out, but he'd carry the dogs up the mountain and stuff, and he'd be like, "What? They're tired." He's very, very kind to dogs. He loves dogs. He loves dogs a lot. He's not a cat person, though. I think he actually has a cat allergy. I'm not sure, though. But yeah, his birthday is on the 17th coming up, so that's why I'm gonna go see him. I will be seeing him on the 18th, though, because I can only go on weekends because my mom still, even though she's retired from her full-time job, she still kind of works part-time within our neighborhood. So she can't be away for too long. So I'm gonna see him the day after. He's turning 6,000. He's turning 6,000. The big 6000. Yeah. Is your mother the type of person that can't not work? Maybe. I'm not. I think it's more so she just needs the money, because even with like her retirement, it's not a lot of money. I help out as much as I can with like bills and stuff, you know. But my mom's been working since she was 12. Like, she's been working since she was 12. She's always had part-time jobs. She's always done like babysitting, and she's gone over like a bunch of professions actually. Yeah, my mom's been working for so long. For like 5,000 years. She's a hard worker. I think she might actually take over the business here. Cause like, my landlord, I think he might end up moving away. And my mom would probably take his job. But the thing is, like, he's a very physical guy. Like, he fixes things for people here, but my mom doesn't know how to fix things. She's very good at the technical things, like managing like people staying and finances and stuff like that. But she's not very good at, like... I don't trust her with a hammer, you know? Yeah. Trooping's part of the family. My dad also has been working since he was 18. I think he's been working in the same place since he was 18 years old. Like, all this time, he still works for that place. I think he maybe took a year to go to some other place, but ended up just coming back, you know? He's very to his guns, you know? My parents are very, very hard workers. They stick to it, you know? Do you trust yourself with that? Not really. I wouldn't trust myself with that kind of thing. If she ends up taking over the business, maybe she should get like a young man to like help her or something like that. Because I don't trust either of us with like tools. Demands fear and respect. No, she would never demand fear. She was also one of those parents where like she seldom yelled, you know. I was also never really spanked or hit or anything like that as a kid. My mom was one of those people that didn't believe that you needed to instill fear into a child in order for them to like behave, you know. I think my mom spanked me once when I was like 3 and then never again. And my mom doesn't really yell or anything like that either, so. Though she did have quite a temper with like other people. I think my mom just held me to a certain degree, so she didn't do stuff like that. Trying to hook Shiki Baba up with some pool boy. She did have her cougar phase. She did have a cougar phase, I think, when she was in her 4000s. I didn't learn about it until much later, though. I do sound a lot better today. I'm doing a lot better. If Shiki Mama needs a young man, I know a guy. Ooh! Give her your number. I think she was considering running off with a guy younger than her not too long ago. I think I brought this up on stream, but I don't remember. But there's this guy that was living in the same area as us. And he was always, like, mildly flirtatious and, like, fun with my mom. He was, like, 40. Like, just turned 40 or something like that. And then he suddenly got called to, like, leave. He had to, like, move away all the way up to the north. And he asked my mom to come with him. And my mom was like, no. And I think she just shot it out without thinking about it because she's that type. But then after like a couple hours, she was like, maybe I shouldn't have said no. Maybe I should have gone with him. My mom's a cute woman, you know. She's a cute woman. She's got a very cute and funny personality. She has one of those laughs that's incredibly contagious. I don't really laugh too much around my mom. I don't really like showing much, I don't know, it's hard for me to show emotion around my parents. But when my mom starts laughing, it's like impossible to not laugh with her, you know? Because she sounds like, she has like a witch laugh. She sounds like she has a witch laugh. Of course, she gave it to her. God, thank you. My dad sounds kind of like, he has like, when my dad laughs, it's like, he has like a very hee laugh, kinda. I don't know how to describe it. It's been so long. I wonder if I could like catch it on like a recording or something. He has a very He's such a funny man. Ugh. Oh, there we go. I've noticed lately that my mom is shrinking more. You know, she's getting to that age in her prime, she was like 5'4", but I think she's like only like 2 inches taller, 2 or 3 inches taller than me now. She's so small now. Yeah. I'm not getting taller. I haven't grown taller since I was in like late middle school, early high school. I'm too old to grow. I haven't grown any taller. It's kind of crazy though, because my father is like 6'1", and my mom at her peak was like 5'4", and I ended up being like around the 4'11", 5 foot mark. Yeah, I still got room to grow shorter. Give me about 30 years, and I'll start getting smaller. I'm too little. I'm too little. I think I'm one of the smallest people in my family. All the women are like 5'7" or taller. Like all my cousins are really tall. I think the only person that's like close to my height is no longer living. I think it was my grandpa's mom. She was like 4'9" or something like that. Yeah. I guess I got all that from her. But my mom was like really, even though she was like 5'4", she was really tiny, like around too. Like she was like so little. Like when I was 12, I couldn't even like zip up her wedding dress. That's how little she was. She was very underweight. She was so little. And I'm little. Okay, so put it into perspective. I think in middle school, when I tried on her wedding dress, I think I may have only been about 95 pounds. So like, it's like she was really small around. She was so little. Why your voice sound like Granny? I'm recovering from sickness. Hi Eric, welcome. I hope your ribs are feeling better today. Oh yeah, I forgot we're having a stream. Oh no, Ed Rage, you don't have to apologize. Don't worry about it. I'd say about 50% better. That's good. Can be any dish for this. No, I've got dishes. You can only make the dishes that I have. I have the recipes that I'll be sharing with you guys. So here's how this is gonna work. I'm having a little contest. I think. Sorry, my dogs are barking. I think my mom is home. She went out to eat with our neighbor. But I'm having a little contest. It is, so basically I'm going to show you like, I think it's around 10 dishes of recipes that I pulled from this little cookbook from the 80s that my mom got from a little church community. It was my great-grandma's church community, and there's quite a few recipes. So you can only choose recipes from the selection that I have for you guys. And then if you make a dish, you can tweet it with the hashtag #SheCooksForYall. And the contest will go on until the 8th of December. Yeah, so remember that. And the winner and runner-up get custom voice packs, like a custom voice message. Also, let me pull up what my manager brought up. Here we go. Here's what my manager wrote. Do your best to follow Shiki's recipes. Post a picture of your masterpiece and post it on Twitter with the hashtag #SheCooksForYall. I'll bring it back up after this. I will go through the hashtag on December the 10th, I believe. And I will pick the top 2 based on presentation. Of course, I will not be able to taste it myself, but based on presentation alone is how I will be judging your southern cooking. Lucky winners will receive a short custom voice message. Please have your DMs open to the PRISM Project official Twitter in order to receive your prize from management. You get to make the script yourself as long as it is appropriate, okay? As long as it is appropriate and approved by management, I will record anything that you may want me to record. It works similarly to the raffle that I had not too long ago for a certain amount of Twitter followers where the winners got custom voice messages, and I recorded a lot of fun things for the people that won, so yeah. So once again, tweet a picture of the dish you cooked with She Cooks for y'all. And it can only be the dishes that I am going to explain to you guys. So, here we go. Let's start. This first one is really, really simple. I'm gonna move myself over here so you guys can see all the recipes. So for this recipe, it is spiced tea mix. This is more so like a little drink. This is for like, you know, an evening at the sunset, like you're on your porch and you enjoy like a nice cup of tea. So for this, you'll need 1 jar of Tang. I actually didn't know what Tang was until very recently. They still make it apparently. I looked it up and there was only like old stuff, but they still make Tang. 1 jar of Tang is about 1 pound and 2 ounces. 1 1/4 cup sugar. 3 3/4 cup instant tea. 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon. Half teaspoon ground cloves. Half teaspoon dry grated lemon rind. Half teaspoon dry grated orange rind. And a dash of salt. Yeah. For the recipe, you mix together Tang, sugar, tea, spices, rinds, and salt. And then you store it in an airtight container. So you gotta mix all these little ingredients together, like your dry tea mix. It's a nice spice mix. And for about 1 serving, you use 1 heaping teaspoon mix per cup of water. Wait, is that? Yes, teaspoon. I was confused about the abbreviations. So it's like per cup of water, and that can be like, usually it's like boiling water. So the cookbook also says good gift idea, and in the cookbook it was like, you know, in like a very nice like jar, you'd wrap it in a little ribbon. And I thought that was very cute. Yes. Sadly, we don't have Tang. I'm sure that there's something equivalent to Tang out there. I think you'd have to look up, like... Could we do a combination? Yes, you can absolutely do a combination. You actually get extra points if you make more than 1 dish and put it in your picture. So, keep that in mind. Because I've got like main dishes, I've got like appetizers, I've got this drink. So, I also have desserts. So, if you guys decide to make like a whole like 3 or 4 course meal, that is extra points to you. Yeah, time to make an entire meal. Let's go. Alright, next. Hush puppies. Hush puppies. I love hush puppies. For this recipe, you will need half a cup of sifted all-purpose flour. 2 teaspoons double-acting baking powder. Half teaspoon salt. 1 1/2 cup white cornmeal. I made a typo. It's white cornmeal. Sorry. It says Y. But yeah. It's 1 1/2 cup white cornmeal. Half cup diced onion. 1 egg. Half cup milk. 3 tablespoons vegetable oil. And recipe doesn't mention oil for frying, but get, you know, as you would when you're deep frying something, get like a pot and fill it with oil for frying. Yeah. But how cornmeal? For the recipe, you sift the flour, baking powder, and salt into a mixing bowl. Add cornmeal, onion, egg, and milk, and then you stir well. Beat in oil, drop by teaspoons into hot oil until brown. This will yield about 42 small hush puppies. So you'd like, you want to get like a, not like a spoon, but you'd get like the proper like measuring tools so that the hush puppies will be more ball shaped rather than like a little, you know. You don't want to do it like you're frying apple fritters. You want to do it like you're frying little balls. So you want to do it in the proper little teaspoon. How hot should the oil be? So on my oven, I'll usually put it up pretty high. Mine are marked by numbers. I'll put it up to about 7 or 8 whenever I'm frying. Stuff like that. Usually you want to have it on like high whenever you're frying something. Yeah. You want to keep it pretty high. That way it cooks much faster. Because you don't want something sitting in oil for too long if it's not hot enough, because then it'll ruin the taste and it won't get to that like nice golden brown. Yeah. Peanut oil is the best for frying, to be honest. Low in range is 310. Yeah, so make sure you have like a temperature, not a temperature, a thermometer ready to... My chihuahua just made the most ugly noise outside my door. Yeah, don't crowd the pot. Don't crowd the pot. You don't want your hush puppies to stick together. And it also makes it like harder for it all to like cook at like an ample amount of time. Peanut oil is the best, but I always come back to like vegetable oil. I guess because it's easier to find. I can never find peanut oil in my grocery store. Yeah, peanut oil is expensive. Yeah. But yeah, as a reminder, guys, you only have to make one of these dishes to put yourself into the contest. Though if you make multiple dishes, then you do get additional points. Once I fried at 230 because I was using a thermometer that doesn't go to 330 and I didn't let it run. No! Oh my god. Alright, next dish. Oh, this is a dessert. It's deep dish brownie. Deep dish brownie. So for this, you will need 3/4 cup melted butter, 1 1/2 cup sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoon vanilla, 3 eggs, 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup cocoa, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon salt. For this, you will blend butter, sugar... so many spelling mistakes, sorry. Blend butter, sugar, and vanilla in bowl. Add eggs, beat well with spoon. Combine flour, cocoa, salt, and baking powder. Gradually add to egg mixture until blended. There's so many spelling mistakes here. Sorry, so many typos. But yes, gradually add... My chihuahua. Gradually add to egg mixture until blended and spread and grease. Oh my god, there's so many mistakes. There's so many mistakes. To be fair, I did all of these while I was very disoriented. Spread and grease 8 inch. Is that the inch? In square pan, bake at 350 Fahrenheit for 40 to 45 minutes. Then you cool and cut into squares. Yeah. So this is how you make deep dish brownie. Ma'am, you typed this. So the thing is, like, I got all the recipes from the book, but I wrote these while I was very disoriented. See, I took these after I took my, like, daily sedative. So I was, like, not here. I was, like, not here. I take a sedative to sleep, so... Yeah, this is a pretty straightforward brownie recipe. I think it also would be very yummy if you added condensed milk on top or some kind of like chocolate syrup. Like Benadryl. No. I believe it's called trazodone. I take trazodone to help me go to bed. I like well done brownies. I like when it's really crispy on the sides. And when like it's flaky on top. I really like brownies like that. I don't like brownies when they're too gooey. I love condensed milk too. It's really, really good. You know, she's taking something heavy duty when it doesn't have a brand name. I want one of the all-edge pans so bad. I've been very tempted to buy it. Will you accept peanut butter on top? I don't really like peanut butter on brownies. The only time I'm like okay with peanut butter is if it's like a peanut butter cookie. I'm actually making peanut butter cookies in December. I'm trying to get back into baking because I don't bake a whole lot. I mainly just cook. But I really enjoy desserts. It's just I don't have a sweet tooth very, very often anymore, so I don't feel as prone to like making sweets. But my mom does have a sweet tooth, so my dad's also really, really good at baking. I wish I liked nuts like pecans, because I hear that pecans and brownies are really good, but I just can't get into pecans and like desserts. Though I feel like I'm warming up to like nuts in general, because like I got these Kodiak like protein granola bars and they have nuts in them, and they're really, really good. They're actually pretty good. So I think I'm warming up to like the taste of nuts. Yeah. I don't ever see Kodiak stuff in like the grocery store unless I go to like the bougie grocery store in my area. And I just so happened to be in the bougie grocery store a couple weeks ago, so I grabbed some of these granola bars. Pecans. That's how we pronounce it, pecan. A lot of people like up north seem to call them pecans, but we call them pecans here. There's always pecan trees around. Yeah, Kodiak is a good brand. I'm surprised because I don't often like granola bars all that much. Dang Yankees. Alright, here we go. Next one is a cheeseburger pie. I thought this was an interesting one. I really like meat pies, and so I was really, really happy to see that this was in the cookbook. So for this recipe, you'll need half a pound of ground beef, 1/4 cup chopped onion, 1/4 teaspoon oregano, 1/4 cup chopped green pepper, half teaspoon salt, 1/2 cup breadcrumbs, 1/4 cup tomato sauce, and 1 9-inch pie shell unbaked. So to make this, you will need to brown beef and scale it slightly and skim excess fat. Add all ingredients except pie shell. Mix well and cook until meat is brown. Place in pie shell. Now for this topping, for some reason they always add the topping stuff at the end instead of the beginning of the recipe. For the topping, you will need 1 egg, 1/4 cup milk, half teaspoon salt, 1 1/2 teaspoon mustard, 1/2 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce, 6 ounces grated cheese. Now, you will mix this together, and then you will spread the topping over your meat filling, and you will bake that at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Personally, I might put that in there for a little bit longer because, you know, it takes a little bit longer for, like, ground beef to cook. So, yeah. Kind of seems almost a little more like sloppy Joe pie than cheeseburger pie. I think that it's the grated cheese that really makes it more of a cheeseburger pie than a sloppy Joe pie. I guess it's because, like, maybe you mix all that together and then you put the cheese on last. so that it gets like nice and kind of like browned on top. I'd recommend using cheddar, to be honest. Cheddar and mozzarella go well together. Even a little bit of Parmesan. I honestly put more cheese, to be honest, so that it has more of a cheeseburger taste. Yeah. I think I've heard about like my grandma making something like this or similar. Yeah, mild cheddar will melt smoother, that's true. And you know, mozzarella gets that nice, those little nice brown bubbles on it. So it might be nice to like use a blend of cheeses. In particular, I like a blend of mozzarella and Parmesan for stuff like pasta. But for when it comes to like ground beef dishes, I think cheddar and Parmesan work really well together. Yeah. There we go. Sorry. I'm getting a little bit of a coughing fit. Alright, here we go. Next recipe. This is my great-grandma's meatloaf recipe. This is one of my most favorite things to make. I'm pretty sure this recipe is over 100 years old. I learned directly from the book and I've been cooking it ever since. So this is one that was made by my great-grandma. God rest her soul. This dish is especially excellent to eat with mashed potatoes and also or like scallop potatoes, and also with like stuff like asparagus, butter peas, broccoli, the works, you know. Very, very yummy with cornbread. For this recipe, you'll need 1.5 pounds ground chuck, not ground beef, ground chuck, 1 can French onion soup, 20 saltine crackers. I honestly would not use 20. I would use around 10 to 15. And you're gonna crush up those crackers really, really good. You don't want like really, really big cracker crumbs. You're gonna want them small. Really, really small. And then for topping, you're going to get 1/2 cup ketchup, 3 tablespoons brown sugar, and black pepper to taste. You're going to mix together the ground chuck, the French onion soup, and saltine crackers together. You really want to make sure to crush the crackers beforehand. Don't leave them in whole. Make sure that you beat it with like a rolling pin or maybe a cup or something similar. Make sure that the pieces of crackers are really, really small. And then you make a paste with the ketchup and brown sugar. Make sure it's well mixed and there's no like brown sugar like balls in the paste. And you put that on top and you bake at 350 for 45 to 85 minutes. I usually keep mine in for about 90 minutes because sometimes if you're using like a dish that makes the meatloaf extra like thick, it needs to be in there for much longer. What brand of crackers? Any crackers are good. I think when I've made this a little more bougie, I use Ritz crackers, but I usually just use saltines. Like any saltine crackers or like soda crackers will work. Yeah. The chuck is extra important. You don't want to just use ground beef. You always want to use ground chuck. Yeah. And your kitchen is gonna smell just like the topping. It's gonna be this really sweet ketchup kind of scent coming from your oven. It's gonna be wonderful. It's always so like aromatic when I cook it. 80-20, yeah, 80-20, yeah. Yes, I've made my own French onion soup for this recipe as well. You can use like store-bought, but it does add to like the overall taste to make your own. It can come out really, really wonderfully that way if you make your own French onion soup. Yeah, super duper yummy. I love this recipe so much. It's one of my most favorite recipes to make because it's so simple and it lasts for days since it's like 1.5 pounds ground chuck, you know? It can feed you for a long time and it's a family like favorite. Which way is cheaper? Probably just buying store-bought, but yeah. Oh, Nightbird, thank you so much for the supers! Add 200 milliliters of blue water, 500 grams of green tea mixed with 1 kilogram of egg yolk. Thank you, you're cute. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nightbird. Yeah, check is cut from the shoulder. So weight-bearing muscle in this high in fat and connective tissue. That's true. You always want to use ground chuck for your meatloaf. But yeah, I always usually leave mine in for about an hour and a half or an hour and 15. Because I feel like if I'm using like a deep baking dish, then the meat doesn't get done in the like 45 to like 60-minute range. You want to make sure it's nice and done. You don't want to have like raw meat when you're pulling it out. So make sure to check your meat. After you get past the 50-minute mark, I would go ahead and pull it out and maybe cut into it a bit to see like what it's looking like. You don't want it to be pink, you know. You want it to be a nice like brown or like gray color. I usually never use internal temp. I'm kind of dumb and I just like, I'll usually like check it with a knife slightly. You don't want to cut into it too much because you don't want it to, you know, be ugly. But you cut into it a little bit and like peek in there to see if it's doing well on the inside. You want to cut right in the middle to make sure that it's cooking all the way through in the middle. Oh, Nightbird, thank you so much for the super 2 kilos of cheddar because everything's good with cheese. I'm starting to really appreciate cheese, you know. I didn't really like cheese a lot when I was younger, but I'm starting to really appreciate it. Oh, Nightbird, thank you so much for the super 5 kilos of berries. Oh my god, wait, is this a rainbow? Cheese is good. I think that I'm very partial to mozzarella. I'm gonna make some of that fancy mozzarella seafood Alfredo for Thanksgiving since we're inviting our neighbors over. It might be nice to actually bake a meatloaf with some cheese in it, actually. It might be quite tasty to have a little bit of cheese in it. And Nightbird, thank you so much for the rainbow and the akasupa! I really appreciate it. You got yourself a nicely baked rainbow to brighten up your day. Oh, Nightbird, that's so cute. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you an olive hater or an olive enjoyer? I think I like black olives. I like black olives. I don't like green olives. It was a rainbow, but my bank blocked me. Thank you. I'm sorry it took so long for you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. The bank was trying to stop the sharing of this recipe. Goodness. Yeah, black olives are pretty based. I like black olives. It's really good on pizza, for sure. Alright, here's the next recipe. This is Cajun cabbage. Cajun cabbage. Everyone down here loves cabbage. I pretty much only like cabbage when it's like baked into like a dumpling or something like that. I can't appreciate cabbage as much as like my mother. My mother loves cabbage. She's always cooking cabbage. So for Cajun cabbage, we need 1 large onion, 2 tablespoons oil, a can of chopped green chilies, 2 cups chopped tomatoes, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 large head cabbage, and 1 pound smoked link sausage. So you're going to chop the onion, saute it in oil, add chilies, and stir. Then you'll add your tomatoes and salt. Then you chop your cabbage and you soak in cold water for 10 minutes. You drain well. You add to the other mixture and you chop sausage into small pieces. Add sausage and simmer for 25 minutes. Serve with cornbread. A lot of people really enjoy like corned beef and cabbage with cornbread. I think the only thing that makes this recipe like Cajun is like the sausage, because sausage is used in a lot of Cajun recipes. I'm not a huge fan of link sausage, but I do like Kaneka. I really enjoy Kaneka sausage. I think that sausage is especially enjoyed with like vegetables and cornbread here. Everyone makes cornbread here. I think me and my mother make it every weekend, actually. My mom also really likes like Mexican cornbread or like jalapeno cornbread, where it's like filled with like peppers and stuff like that. Ooh, there's also like cheesy cornbread. I haven't had the opportunity to make something like that, but I think it'd be yummy. I think I also have a cornbread pie in these recipes. I really like cabbage the best when it's like in dumplings, like gyoza, or like in shumai, etc. I really enjoy it in dumplings with like little meat. Do y'all do cornbread and milk? Wait, what do you mean cornbread and milk? Like, do we eat cornbread while we drink milk? Because we put buttermilk in cornbread. I have not tried cornbread waffles. I'm muted. Oh shit, sorry. I was like coughing. Sorry. I like muted a cough and I forgot to unmute. Sorry about that. I'm here now, sorry. Huh, alright. So that is Cajun cabbage. Let's move on. Here's the cornbread pie that I was talking about. Oh yeah, about cornbread. I usually eat it with butter peas, or I'll dip it in ketchup. I really like fresh, like crispy cornbread dipped in ketchup. Cornbread is also very delicious with like seafood, I feel like. You know, sometimes you'll go to a restaurant down here and they'll be like, oh, do you want cornbread or do you want hush puppies or do you want rolls? The old diner that I used to go to growing up, it was like either cornbread or rolls, and the cornbread was always very sweet. I feel like sweet cornbread is really popular in restaurants. So, for cornbread pie, we have 1 pound ground beef, 1 can tomato soup, 1 can drained niblet corn, half chopped bell pepper, 1 chopped onion, half teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon salt, wait, I already said that, 1 teaspoon pepper, 1 tablespoon chili powder, and 3/4 cup water. For the recipe, you will brown your beef and you will drain the fat. Then, add onion, pepper, powder, and condiments. Add soup and water. Stir and simmer for 15 minutes. I said water, I meant to say just water. Then, you mix topping ingredients. So, it always puts this at the end. So for cornbread topping, it is 3/4 cup self-rising meal, 1/4 cup flour, half cup milk, 1 egg beaten, and 2 tablespoons corn oil. And you're gonna mix that together. You're gonna slowly spoon the topping mixture over the beef mixture, and you're gonna bake until brown for 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, there is sweet cornbread. There is sweet cornbread. Yeah. Wait, I meant half teaspoon salt. Wait. Yeah, half teaspoon salt, not 1 teaspoon. Half teaspoon salt. Yeah. Follow the recipe. Follow the recipe. But yeah, sweet cornbread has always been a thing, like, at least where I live, like, they'll serve it in restaurants. And it's always really small. Like, they kind of look like little muffins, actually. They're usually, like, made in little muffin dishes. Oh, I was making... I see. So you were making fun of me. Yeah, cornbread with honey butter is really good. Ooh, kind of like the honey butter that they have at, like, Texas Roadhouse. I really like their honey butter. Wait, no, they don't have honey butter. They have cinnamon butter. Ooh, but cinnamon butter on cornbread would be really good, too. I really like cinnamon butter. 1 BSL of sugar. It is pretty sweet. It is pretty sweet. I really like their rolls. I kind of want to make them at home, actually. Alright, next recipe. Next recipe is squash casserole. This is more of a little veggie dish for you guys, since we've had some pretty meat-centric dishes. So here is squash casserole. My mom loves squash. She loves squash. I think a lot of women in my family love squash. There's actually like 4 squash casserole recipes in the book, but this seemed the most cohesive. I don't know. Some of the women in that book could not write down a recipe for the life of them. Some didn't even list ingredients. I had to like pick apart a paragraph just to grab the ingredients. White women specifically, because it was a book that was only made by women. It was made by the like wives of the church community. So for this recipe, you have 5 medium-sized squash, ½ cup onions chopped, 1/4 cup green peppers chopped, ½ cup mayo, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon salt, ½ teaspoon pepper, ½ cup grated cheese, ½ cup breadcrumbs, and 1/2 stick margarine. Yeah. I feel like this can be any squash. It doesn't list a specific squash that you can use in the recipe, so I feel like it'd probably be like maybe yellow squash. Maybe yellow squash. Yeah, margarine. Margarine or butter, probably. So, you cook the squash in small amounts of water until tender. Drain, mash, and add all other ingredients except half of the cheese and 1/4 breadcrumbs. Then, you sprinkle cheese and breadcrumbs on top and bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. Yeah, I don't think you'd use zucchini squash for this recipe for some reason. It feels more like either yellow squash or like winter gourd squash. But also, honestly, spaghetti squash is probably like the safest bet for like casseroles, you know? I always see people putting spaghetti squash in their casseroles. But I guess you can leave it up to like what you think will taste better, because it's not very specific on what kind of squash that you put into it. I'm sipping my water. Okay. Yeah, it just needs to be a mashable squash pretty much. Alright, next recipe. We have apple bars. This is more of like a little treat or a dessert. Yeah, butternut squash would be really good for that as well. Sometimes I forget about the butternut squash, to be honest. But here we have apple bars. This is just a cute little fun treat. I love apple flavored desserts and treats and stuff like that. It's basically the only fruit that I'm okay with. Butter these nuts. Oh my god. Not like this. So for this recipe, you need 1 3/4 cup sugar, 1 cup oil, 3 eggs, 1 tablespoon vanilla, 2 cups self-rising flour, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 2 cups diced apples, and 1 cup chopped walnuts. So for this recipe, you will blend first 4 ingredients in bowl. Stir in flour and cinnamon. Fold in apples and nuts. Pour in 9-inch by 13-inch pan. Bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. Also, you will need to make a glaze for this. You will need ½ a cup of confectioner's sugar and 3 tablespoons water. You're going to pour the glaze over a cake while warm after you bake it for 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. And then after you pour the glaze, you can cut into squares. Yeah. Is this recipe for happiness? Yes. I think that every one of these dishes can bring you happiness, at least a little bit. Because doesn't it just feel really, really good to cook something and have it turn out well? I think it feels especially nice when It's something you've never made before, but you end up doing a really good job. Especially if other people end up eating it, it makes me really, really happy. I feel especially happy when I'm trying something new and people really enjoy eating it. Yeah, whenever I'm like... whenever I'm like feeling low, I'll usually cook something. That's what I did today when I wasn't feeling so good. I had some leftover chuck eye steak, and I had some noodles, and I had an egg. So I made like some curry noodles with the beef in the noodles and added a fried egg on top. It made me feel a little bit better. I did that right before the stream started. I really, really enjoy curry noodles. It's like a good comfy meal, you know? It's warm, you know? Something spicy to get you feeling all warmed up, because it's a little bit cold outside. Well, it's not cold anymore. It's like 70 degrees, but... I don't know, it felt really cold earlier today and my house was cold. Yeah, especially if it's got spice, for sure. Good morning. Good morning! Ohayou gozaimasu! Cooking's the best when you have instructions. I feel like I enjoy cooking regardless of if I have a recipe or not, because some things I make so often that I end up just making from memory. But I think it's especially rewarding when I follow a recipe to the T and it turns out really well. It's like getting an A on a test, you know? It feels like that. It feels like you did really well on an exam whenever you follow a recipe and do really well. Because some people, even if they follow a recipe, it doesn't come out the way that they thought it would. Except you get to eat the test. Yeah, it's like a little treat, you know? And, you know? I guess you can eat the test either way. Did any of you guys eat paper in school? I feel like that was a bad habit I had in elementary school, where I just like nibble on paper for some reason. But I would never eat in the cafeteria. Actually, I would like never eat whenever I was in elementary and not high school, elementary and middle school, to the point that that I think the school would call my mom and ask her if she was feeding me. And I would like dress strangely. Like I'd always wear like a big jacket and flip-flops to school, no matter how hot or cold it was. And I wouldn't eat anything, so they called my mom and accused her of like child abuse. So, yeah, my mom had to deal with that because I was just a very strange child and I didn't like eating. Back then I was on Adderall too because they thought I had ADD, but really I just had autism. So I never felt like eating. I still have the ability to consume and swallow near owl, man. I'm picky kid. I'm picky kid gang. No time for sleep, got a jitter. Alright. I think we have 2 more recipes. Ah, yes, this is one of the shorter ones. It's stuffed peppers. I love bell peppers. I love bell peppers so much. They are so delicious. They taste so good when they caramelize, or it's just like it tastes so good to like just eat out of them. They're so yummy. My favorite pepper, hands down. Oh, Crazy Mike, thank you so much for joining Kibblebits. Enjoy your acapellas, emotes, and members-only streams. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Alright. So here we go. You'll need 8 bell peppers, 1 pan cornbread. I put this under the impression that you guys would... under the impression that you guys knew how to make cornbread, so I'm sure you can use any cornbread recipe, or if your store has it, you can buy some. And then you need 2 cans stewed tomatoes, 2 cans English peas, 2 cans chopped canned ham, 1 can niblet corn, and 8 strips uncooked bacon. Yeah! you just joined a membership and you're gifting 20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just taking a sip of water before we continue. Whoa, thank you. Appreciate it, thank you. My school thought I was being abused as a kid because I had scabs and claw marks all over my arms. In actuality, me and my brother would always be fighting. I feel like I also always had bruises in elementary school, but only because I was always on my trampoline. So I just like roughhouse on my trampoline all the time. Or I'd often go in the woods and get in the mud and stuff like that. Or I'd like fall. Oh yes, and for this recipe you're gonna mix together all the ingredients and put into the bell peppers. And then top with unbooked, oh my god, uncooked! Ignore my typo. And then you're going to top with the uncooked bacon. I assume that you're going to like wrap it. And then you bake at 350 for 45 minutes. Oh my god. I really shouldn't have done these when I was so disoriented. Booking stream, no! Why does that sound dirty? So the cornbread is gonna be twice baked. Yes, pretty much. You're gonna need like cornbread that's already been made. Transylvanian. No! Enough of that. We're gonna start moving to the next recipe. This is the last one. And it is another dessert. It is peach cobbler. This is a big favorite down here. I think peach is probably my mom's favorite, like, taste ever, at least for, like, beach. No, don't say that. I'll start thinking that I made a mistake. Goodness, but yeah. My mom loves peaches. My mom adores peaches. I think I actually am allergic to them, but the thing is I've never eaten a peach. Well, that's not true. So here's the thing. I did like some gene testing with my DNA, and it said that I might be allergic to peaches, and I was like, And I got some yogurt that had little bits of like fruit in it because I wanted to test it. And I had a similar reaction to it that I did with like eating chocolate, where my face got really red and I got hives and my throat started feeling swollen. So I think it's safe to say I've got a bit of a peach allergy. The DNA test said she's 5% peach. Peach ancestry! Yeah. Fun way to learn you're allergic. I'm a physical learner. I'm a physical learner. But yes, for the peach cobbler, you will need 1 stick margarine or butter, 3/4 cup flour, 1 cup sugar, 2 teaspoons baking powder, a pinch of salt, 3/4 cup milk, and 1 can peach slices. And you're gonna want to use like all of what is inside the can. That includes like the peach syrup on the inside of the can of peaches. So you're gonna preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You're gonna put the margarine in a deep baking dish and set an oven to melt. Then you start making your batter, which is all ingredients besides the peaches. When mixed, pour over melted margarine. Do not stir. Empty peaches and syrups on top of batter. Do not stir, and bake for 1 hour. Yeah, it's kind of like dump cake. Yeah. Yeah, so you want to put like the peaches and the syrup on top of the batter. I know that a lot of peach cobblers have like the batter on top, but this calls for the peaches to be on top of it. And you're gonna bake that for 1 hour. Yeah. I would like to... I bet you could do this with, like, apples. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to make an apple cobbler, because it'd actually be something that I'd be able to eat. Because I really enjoy apples. They're, like, the only fruit that I do enjoy. So, an apple cobbler would be nice. I think I'd have to do a completely different recipe, though, because if the apples are on top, they're gonna dry out so fast. You could do it with canned chicken. A canned whole chicken cobbler. Tomato cobbler? Jesus Christ! That sounds awful. I hate that. But yeah, those are all the recipes that I have for you guys today. That was about, how many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have like 11-ish recipes? That's not bad. These are all the options that you guys have for your recipes. So, reminder. You can tweet a picture of the dish that you cooked with #SheCooksForYall until December 8th. There's no time zone really. Just as long as it's still December 8th, you can submit. I came in during the last 3, which is your favorite? The meatloaf. The meatloaf is my most favorite, but that's because it came straight from my family. The rest are from the same community that my great-grandma was a part of. I will disregard all of them and make the same cake I always make. Wow! I guess you don't want to be counted in the contest then. Can I make it into a feet loaf to double dip for a curse rest? What is a feet loaf? Do you mean like it's a foot long? That's so spooky. And remember that the winner and runner-up get custom voice packs from me. So be sure to be able to accept messages from Prison Project Official's channel. I'm going to have a review stream of all your dishes on December the 10th, I believe. So, yeah. You have about a month to prepare your dishes and take pictures of them. And I'll regularly be checking the tag. And I will save all the pictures. And then we'll do a stream going over everyone's dishes. And then I will pick 2 winners. 6 Shiki reading recipes was the ASMR I didn't know I wanted. But yes, I am looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it. Remember, the hashtag is SheCooksForYall. And I'll make sure to make a tweet as well. So that everyone can see this just in case they missed the VOD. And then they can come back to the VOD and look over the recipes and everything here. Yeah. If you had a cooking show, I'm hoping that I can start making like cam cooking content in December or January. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. I'd love to make a cookie baking stream. Like, I'd love to make peanut butter cookies for you guys. Let me double make sure when that stream is, because I tend to say the wrong things sometimes. So 1 second, you guys. Okay, so yes. Wait, no. It's going to be on the 9th. It's going to be on December 9th. It is going to be that Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be on December 9th. It's a Southern Cook-Off. Who will win? So that's when we'll be reviewing all of the entries for this cooking contest. Yeah. So it'll be on the 9th. That Friday on the 9th. You guys have until the day before to submit. Yeah. So I'll make sure to tweet out the proper details as soon as the stream is over. Oh god, sorry. But yes, I'm gonna head over to the super chat screen real quick. For those of you that are members, later today I'm going to be having a members only Fall Guys game, so that I can spend some time with my little pumpkins since we had to cancel the last members only stream due to feeling sick. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't gotten to play Fall Guys with you guys for a little bit now. I'll probably tweet out the link to that stream and also make a community post for my members. Fallout Guys. Did I say Fallout Guys? Did I say Fallout Guys? You sound like you're still dying. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But yes, we have members only Fall Guys in about 5 hours. Less than 5 hours. I have a meeting in about an hour and then I have another meeting right after. Fallout Boy! English hard, Shiki brain clogged. It is so clogged. It is so clogged. But yeah, I'm glad that I could spend this short little stream with you guys today. It was a lot of fun, and I definitely feel a bit better. I definitely feel a bit better after all the mishaps today. It's all that's not. Hey, I actually think that I am not as mucusy as I was before. Now you just sound hoarse instead of old. Aw, I'm getting there. Alright, Nightbird, thank you so much for the rainbow and akasupai. I appreciate the recipe. Thank you so much. Mwah! Thank you. It was so sweet of you. Thank you very much. And Crazy Mike, thank you so much for joining Kibblebits. Enjoy Akfellas emotes and members only streams. And thank you so much for gifting 20 memberships. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for supporting the community. It means a lot to me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Teehee. Alright guys, 1 second. I am going to find someone to raid. Oh, sorry. Let's see. 1 second, I'm finding someone. If my laptop would work. Uh-oh, none of the buttons are working. Well. Okay, we're gonna raid into Ami. Ami from Sundaria. Alright, guys. What? For some reason, it's not letting me edit anything. Hold on. I think I gotta refresh some things. Weird. Oh, I can't raid into Ami, oh no! Then I will raid into Nami. Wait, has she been going for that long? Hold on. Okay, Nami is still going. She's been streaming for like 6 hours now. Alright, we're gonna send you guys over to Nami from Kawaii. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming out to the Southern Recipe stream. I'm really looking forward to seeing your entries for the contest, and I will make sure to tweet about it as soon as the stream is over. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that the stream was a bit earlier in the day, though. I know that a lot of you couldn't make it today because I streamed earlier in the day. But yeah, I'll be having another stream later for members for Fall Guys. So I hope that I'll get to see some of you there as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Bye for now. Yashiki. Mwah! I don't have cooties, I promise. Bye.